Are you now that you're at 75, man, is the goal to pursue the winner of Beterbiev-Bivol and fight for those titles? Is that the main goal now?
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest with you, I feel like I'm only worried about 175. I'm not coming back down to 168. I feel like my body's starting to, I'm starting to get used to 175. I'm building more muscle, and I just turned 28, so I'm starting to get in my prime now. So I feel like this is the lane I'm gonna stay in. I don't care about nothing else. And my main objective is to beat David Morell, beat him, and to put a beating on him, and then go up and then face whoever's next. I think we were ranked number one in the spot to fight the winner. Better be a Bivol. So if that's what it is, then I'm 100% ready for that as well.
That fight, it doesn't make as much money as the Canelo fight would have made at 68 if you guys could have made that fight happen, but it does mean an awful lot in terms of proving you're a great fighter. Is that good enough for you?
Yeah, definitely. And I think just, with these big fights, I'm able to build my brand more and more. Kind of like Canelo did with his career. He went up, he's beating bigger fighters, if I don't make that, if I don't get that Canelo fight, I really don't care. I'm really happy where I'm at in my career. I'm happy with the opportunities I'm getting. And it's just now, it's just proving myself that I'm the best fighter in the world at whatever weight class I'm at.
Does that almost feel good to let go of that Canelo fight and move on now, move
Yeah,
forward?
it definitely does. I just feel bad for the people because the people are missing an awesome fight. And at the end of the day, this is what we're here for, just to give the people a good fight. So it's insane that that fight never happened because, it's two of the biggest, it's the biggest, one of the biggest fights in boxing to make. So it's kind of messed up that we couldn't make it happen for the fans, but it is what it is.
Do you think he'd ever fight you at 75?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I thought he was gonna fight me at 168, and now I'm at 175. I don't think so.
Who's the more difficult style matchup for you, Beterbiev or Bivol?
To be honest with you, bro, both of those guys at the pinnacle of light heavyweight. They're the iron fucking champions at the weight class. I give them so much respect, both of them. They're two different fighters. Beterbiev is the strong coming in. He's like a fucking tank trying to knock you out. But there's room for him to be outboxed. Just honestly, I thought Bivol beat him. I thought Bivol beat him, and I thought he beat him convincingly. But that's how you could beat that fighter. I feel like with Bivol, you have to pressure more and you have to throw way more combinations. You can't just throw hooks, right hooks or left hooks. You have to be really intelligent with your combinations. So both of them, you have to fight two different ways. But whoever we fight, bro, we have to be 100% ready. And I would definitely be ready, and it would be an amazing fight with both those guys.
Have you been studying both of them now more than ever since you're in
Well,
planning
that's
at
why
75?
that's why I took this fight no problem because when we were waiting for that, I thought that they had made me ranked me, or I mean I was number one contender, but because that fight ended in such the way it did, you have to give it the respect it deserves to let it be a rematch. So once they were giving me a few other names to fight, and I'm like, man, I'm not interested in any of those fights. I want the big fights, and if we can't get anybody big, then we're gonna make a big fight out of a person that has a belt and he talks a lot of shit. So that's kind of the route we went, and this is a fight people have been wanting to watch too for a long time. So I feel like now is the best time to make the fight with me and David Morell happen. But it's just in my mentality, I'm just ready to fight the best. I don't care who it is, and I'm ready. I'm 100% ready to face whoever it is now.
Yeah, was part of taking the Morel fight like I got to prove a point here. I can't cry about Canelo wanting to not fight me and then not give the young guy they're saying I don't want to fight that fight. It's
Yeah,
like you can't
exactly.
do
I don't
that.
want to be a fucking hypocrite.
Right.
That's what I said. And it wasn't that I wasn't giving him the opportunity. It's just that, to be honest with you, Caleb was a bigger fight than him. Boo Boo was a bigger fight than him. And then coming up to 75, when I came up, he came up right behind me. So it was perfect because he got his belt and I got my belt. And that's what I'm saying. Now is the perfect time to make this fight happen.
Just back to Beterbiev for a second. The last time I think you really were the back foot guy against a guy trying to pressure you was the Gavril rematch, right? And so are you saying, with Beterbiev, it's not just rock'em sock, it's not just a head-on collision. That's a guy you bring that out of your bag for.
Well, the thing about that is once you're a power puncher, you're always looking for the power punch, no matter if you're boxing or not. So me, I'm not a pity pat fighter. You know what I mean? If I'm moving, it's because I can't stay there because I'll be taking too much unnecessary punishment against a guy like Beterbiev. It shows that you can't do that. You know what I mean? So they have to be intelligent. But as of me, that's what I'm saying. I try to inflict as much damage as possible. Well, whoever it is, and if you've seen the second Graville fight, y'all beating the fuck out of Graville. And I was 21 years old, so I mean, this is like 8 years later, so I could box, I could do everything. You know what I mean? So it's just putting the right game plan. You know, I feel like at the end of the day, it's not really about what style you have; it's about what style you could present and get ready for whoever fighter it is. Because at the end of the day, it's all in the brain. You know, it's really you can't fight everybody the same. You have to do different stuff for every single fighter.
I'm not gonna lie, David. I really love the Beterbiev fight from a style and action standpoint. But you thought Bivol beat him the first time. Do you think Beterbiev at he's probably gonna be 40, I believe, when they fight? Is he gonna win that rematch, or do you think Bivol? I think you already said if they don't rob Bivol again, he'll win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if Bebo does the same game plan, I think he wins. And now because they got the AI fucking thing, I don't think
AI
that
judge,
the AI judge, you know
not
what I mean?
Allen Iverson, artificial intelligence.
Unless they can bribe the AI judge, but you know what I mean? I think if Bivol comes and fights that way, I think he wins again.
Well, that kind of sucks for you. Then that means you got to wait for a third fight before you fight for the light heavyweight title.
What do you mean?
Like if Bivol wins, then that means it's a trilogy, and then you got to wait another 6 to 8 months before you could fight for the light heavyweight title.
I didn't think about that. But I mean, it is what it is. Like I say, you gotta give the respect to that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, oh fuck, I gotta go in there. You know, at the end of the day, I respect boxing, you know, and that fight is, you know, if it has to be a trilogy, it has to be a trilogy. You have to give it the respect it deserves.